Okay, I'm gonna begin this video by saying, are you tired of your wallet being empty, of your pockets just having coins? Well, I wanna come here and help you stop spending your money. I'm making this video because I'm tired of seeing people my age not be able to practice restraint and responsibility when it comes to money. This is coming from someone who naturally has always been a saver and not a spender. I've always been this way because for me, it brings up a lot of anxiety and feelings of fear and regret when I'm overspending my money on things that I know I shouldn't be spending on. So first, I want to point out and note that you're probably spending this much money because of your parents. We get our money habits from our parents. However they were raised, they pass it down to us. And if your parents had bad money habits, they probably passed down those same things to you. Think about it. Think about your childhood and your teenagerhood. Were they telling you to put a portion of your paychecks into savings every time you got paid? Did you see them overspend? Did you watch their credit card rack up debt? You don't have a healthy relationship with money because they didn't have a healthy relationship with money. Who are we gonna learn things from better than our parents? So it's not technically your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. So the number one reason why I think people my age group end up spending their money is because they're trying to run away from something or cope with a feeling. I think that a lot of people have traumas in their personal life or issues they're dealing with, and one of the ways they cope with that feeling and deal with it is by distracting themselves with items and material things. They think, ooh, this shiny new thing is gonna make me feel better, it's gonna distract me, it'll help me forget. And yeah, it does do that temporarily, but at what cost? Do you wanna keep seeing your bank account get drained? Do you wanna keep being stressed about making rent? Probably don't. And so you have to take the time to first notice and pay attention to what thoughts you were thinking before you started shopping or got the urge to shop or buy something impulsively. Are the thoughts negative? Are they self-deprecating? Are they about memories of bad times in your life? Is it about a relationship dynamic that makes you unhappy or uncomfortable? Think about that because those are gonna be some of the core reasons why you keep spending money, and you'll figure that out later on. 2, pay attention to the feeling you feel after you have this thought. Do you feel anxious? Do you feel sick to your stomach? Do you feel kind of irritated or uncomfortable or stressed? These emotions are why you end up buying things you don't really need or just overspending, because you're trying to get away from this feeling that you do not like, which is very natural and normal for us to do. Finally, you want to pay attention to what your behavior is after you went through the thought and the feeling. What automatically do you go to do? Do you go to buy new clothes? Do you go log on to Amazon? Do you go log on to Amazon and start browsing, looking for stuff to buy? Do you go hit up local Target and start walking around window shopping? Pay attention to what you do, and this is how you track a habit and prevent it and then replace the habit. So one thing you should do is address your emotions. Address and deal with your emotions, or whatever emotion you're trying to run away from, or whatever feeling you're trying to cope with. I think you should find a replacement activity for coping with it. Instead of going out and shopping unnecessarily, I think you should find another activity to do. So maybe instead of buying more crafts, craft with the items you already have. That's for all you artsy people. Maybe instead of Hazel, I'm recording. Maybe instead of buying more food that you don't need because your pantry is actually full, or you just bought food earlier that day, you can decide to make yourself a nice meal that you've been wanting to make yourself that you think is interesting. I just think if you take a moment to pause and breathe before you start shopping, you can think of alternative options to make yourself feel better. And I think that's truly what self-care is when you stop and think of what does my body, mind, and spirit actually need versus what I'm trying to quickly satiate it with. One thing I'll say that you should consider is window shopping. Window shopping is a great way to get out that angsty urge to buy stuff without actually committing and wasting your money. I window shop all the time. I go through and I touch and I look and I enjoy the environment of being in the store, but then I come out and don't buy anything, and I actually feel pretty good afterwards because I practice restraint and I have money in my pocket still. One last piece of advice, one last thing I'll say to help is think about how you'll feel about your purchase a week from now. So a week from now, are you gonna feel like your life is still being enhanced? Do you feel like this was a purchase that made a big difference to you? Or is it something that's lost its touch, lost its high, and you're never gonna pick up again? If that's what you're running to time and time again, don't buy those things. You owe it to yourself to be nourishing what your mind and body and spirit truly want, and not just purchasing little knickknacks and doodads and stuff that are useless and then just gonna clutter up your house, because that leads to clutter too, and no one wants clutter. I hope this video inspires you and encourages you to be a little bit better with your money spending. I have friends, family, I just know so many people who do not know how to control themselves when it comes to walking through a Target. I figured that because I'm one of those people who has that self-control, maybe I could share some of the thinking that I have that helps me not end up purchasing things by impulse or just overconsumption. Yeah, so I really hope that helps, and if you like this video and this advice, please give me a like, because when you give me a like, I think it helps recommend like my video to like more people, and leave a comment letting me know like if you're a spender or if you're not a spender, and like what you're doing to combat it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.